With this. I get asked a question all the time. Okay, and I'll turn this down, right? Because I think this is we get into more of the serious portion of this. But I get asked a question all the time, and I get asked it a lot. And I even wrote, an ebook a while ago about, how to survive through a recession or how to get involved with a recession. If you can see my screen right now, do me a favor, just drop a one in the chat. If you can see my screen, okay, drop a one in the chat. Okay. I need you guys to understand something that we're not just going through a recession, but we're going into a full on transition. Okay. What do I mean by that? And I think that for me, we're having this conversation as a people, I think as a body of Christ, um, and body of Christ, obviously more importantly, right? But I think as a people and as a whole, do we fully understand when we use the word transition, what do we mean? And I think that it's a lot deeper than we think, right? We're not saying that, hey, a recession is the market to go down, things will be bad for a little bit, but we'll come back. But what does the transition look like? Guys, through different words of God, okay, through God speaking, okay, through prophets, to us directly as well, right? Even to people in this community, the transition is like nothing we've ever seen before. And there are a lot of different things, even in this market overview, we'll go over because we have to go over technical analysis, right? Fundamental analysis. But the question is, what do I invest in a recession? Well, the thing is, guys, this is not just a recession. This is a full-on transition. So normally in a recession, you would invest in different things that would give you a fixed income or would definitely just help you save yourself against any economic downturn, right? You'll move out of equities, right? You'll get into gold, possibly treasury bonds, right? Or you look for certain stocks that are geared more towards commodities, ETFs that are geared more towards gold, commodities, etc. And normally that's what you do to just put it in a safe place, right? You want to put your assets in a safe place. That's what everybody does. But in this transition, guys, we have to make something clear that those the same things that we once did, they're not safe. So we don't. If you ask me, in my opinion, based on the transition, what the Lord has been saying and what has been said consistently, what we continue to see, there are only a couple different places that we should invest fully. Okay, and I'm gonna point those places out. All right. So just look through this. Okay, guys, we're talking about a full-on economic shift happening in 2025, and we're seeing this label everywhere. And one of the primary places, guys, we're seeing it. You guys both know it. I mean, everybody knows it. I'm talking about. We've seen it a lot of times in cryptocurrency. We've seen it in something called tokenization. Okay, those words may be a little unfamiliar to some people, but for those of you that may have been in this community that we've been talking, right, you understand it. That is what we're talking about. We're talking about a full-on transition. We're moving from a system that is pretty much online to a new system that will be what's called on chain. Okay. And I'm going to explain that very briefly. All right. So let's take a look at what's happening. All right. Because we got to really smack this. Okay. Now, this post was made a while ago. And those of you that seen the transition video and that watched it, you guys understand it. Okay. But I'm going to go through it one more time just to make sure we fully understand it. Okay. So it says for individuals, while the transition is made, here's what you can do to protect your money and yourselves in times of cyber outages and economic downturns. My biggest thing, guys, is cyber outages. Okay, and I think that's the biggest thing I have to hit on when I talk about what do we invest in. Because again, people they're moving their funds into self-directed IRAs. A lot of people are even moving their funds into Robinhood and Coinbase, and they're saying that, yeah, I'm invested in cryptocurrency. Okay, but I have to be very, very, that's a great investment. Cryptocurrency is actually top three. If I'm going to name the top three right now, probably the only three that I'm super comfortable with is cryptocurrency, commodities, mainly precious metals, okay, and real estate. If it's not those, I can't tell you what's going to happen. The only other ones I would add is faith-based initiatives that the Lord tells you to invest in, okay, or even possibly faith-based opportunities that the Lord tells you to invest in to receive equity of people that will not run off on you after everything is gone. All right. So be led by the Lord in that. But mainly, guys, that's what I believe you should invest in long term. Because in case of an outage, guys, that means the entire system will be rocked. That means banking systems. That means your Fidelity account. That means your Robinhood account. That means your Coinbase account, guys. It can be rocked because our system will experience what's called a cyber outage, and I can't tell you what that looks like. An example of that was last year in July, right after last year's mantle. For those of you that follow Apostle Giles, right after that prophetic word release, there was a crazy cyber outage that landed planes. A couple different things happened, and we saw bank accounts were erased, the systems were scrambled, and it was an outage that lasted for 2 hours, and it affected us for about a month. Okay, and we're starting to see a lot of that stuff break out literally in the past week with banks and different things happening, bugs, etc., that they're trying to say is going on. So what I'm telling you is that if you don't have your currency, your cryptocurrency, in what's called a cold wallet, which is on a blockchain, because the blockchain is super secure. Okay, you're wrong if you ask me. You're completely wrong. Okay, short-term investments or trading, that's one thing. But as far as investing for the long term to hedge against economic uncertainty, please, guys, definitely crypto, but store it in a safe place. Definitely gold, right? Hard gold if you can, but you can also buy the crypto gold, which is good. Because it's pretty much the same thing because it's pegged to gold. It's called a gold stable coin, right? But we have to be so mindful, and obviously real estate because it's real, it's tangible. If the systems go out, guess what? You still own your house. Actually, what I believe is that a lot of us that have mortgages on our homes won't have to pay a mortgage anymore because you're going to have the deed and the system's going to be scrambled. You won't have to pay nothing. I believe that debts are going to be erased. A lot of great things is going to happen. A lot of great things are going to happen, but also on the flip side, we got to be in the right position to really protect ourselves for the bad stuff that can happen. Okay, you could do foreign currencies and etc. But for me, right, and some of this post is old, right? I said the number one, stock up on essentials, right? So get what you need for the house, because best believe if you got a whole bunch of toilet paper, okay, much like Joseph did, he had all the grain and people were coming and giving, they were being bond servants, they were giving everything. Everybody understands the story of Joseph in the Bible. If not, go ahead and read it, right? Go to Genesis 47 and check it out. He traded everything for this grain. People gave up their homes just to eat. So imagine what people would do now, right? If we had some crazy outage, what could you store up to where you can either barter and trade with kingdom people or help give to the kingdom, or even just help your community in such a way to where the Lord has blessed you. And now, I'm telling you, we can see tissue at $30. Okay. We can see water bottles at $35. We could possibly see that. Okay. When we talk about that type of thing going on in the future, right? If we do have some crazy outage, but and I guess that's the biggest thing. And I have to say this, right? It's so important, right? You want to diversify your holdings, but mainly, crypto is such a big piece of this, guys. You want to store your money, whether if it's in Bitcoin or other vetted cryptocurrencies, right? I know I love XRP on a cold storage wallet. Okay. Don't worry about the DeFi platforms anymore. Okay. Go straight to a cold wallet because we have to understand that all these other assets, RIAs, 401ks, Roth RIAs, Fidelity accounts, exchanges, brokerages, they will not be around when we go from the old to the new. This is an entirely new system. It's not just like, oh, we're going through this and, oh, this is about to happen. No, guys, this is an entirely new system. So if you ask me where to place my money for the long haul, guys, I'm giving them to you right now. Okay. I think I actually said them in this article here, right? We see that um, crypto itself has separated. Crypto is now separated. We have conglomerates, the news, okay? In the long run, we know that we said that in the end, crypto will win. And it's showing it. It's showing it, right? We've seen a separation from crypto and the stock market recently, and it continue to happen. Bitcoin is now mainstream being talked about as a financial hedge against economic uncertainty. And we're in a market to where we have never seen companies, you understand me, businesses, corporations, cities, states, countries looking to buy Bitcoin like never before. So cryptocurrency is a very big part of this transition. It's a very big part of the wealth transfer, right? The other thing we see going on is gold. Gold will always continue to go up. Okay, it will always continue to go up. And the other one is real estate. But I'm telling you, and I put this in this article, right? I stand as a servant of the Most High God, and I declare and decree before you all right now that we are in the midst of an economic shift. And blockchain and crypto have a key role to play in it, and they are at the center of it. Because if you Google tokenization right now, if you just look at what's going on, if you pay attention in the background where everybody's worried about the market coming back, it going down, yada yada, the SEC, okay, all these different places are talking about what's called tokenization, and it's a full-on transition. So, with that being said, guys, I'm without a shadow of a doubt, and I'm sorry, I'm to the wrong one. Without a shadow of a doubt, guys, we're going to get into our market overview.